the reason why people don't like me is it's simple, because I don't play politics. I don't like that game. So if I think something's bullshit, I will immediately call people out on it. And people tend to be a bit more emotional than I am. When I call people out on their actions, they think I'm calling them out and not their actions. I'm not disliking them. I'm saying what they're doing is wrong. And it's got nothing to do with them as a person. It has to do with their actions.
Yeah, no, separate note, answering your question. No,
Reno, what was your question?
I didn't go to NEC. Phil stopped by. He dropped someone off at NEC, so he stayed for a little bit.
Nothing happened with Korn. I'm streaming. Some guys from Korn, I didn't know they were Korn, called out to me and said, "Yo, Jaxel, can we talk?" So I said, "Give me a moment." 5 minutes later, I walked over and said, "What do you need?" And they said, "I'm with Korn. I heard you got some beef with us." And I'm like, "Korn is bullshit. End of story." And I walked away. And that's it. That's all it was. And then I went back to streaming because I got work to do. I don't have time to be dealing with stupid crap like that. Then a couple minutes later, one of them came up to my desk and basically just like pushed my desk.
Why?
And started to start some shit with me, and I just ignored him. End of story.
That's bullshit.
What do you think I'm going to do? Think I'm going to attack now? I'm not going to do that. I'm a weakling.
Like, what problem did you have with Korn though? Like, why do you think they're bullshit?
I think they are a prime example of everything that is wrong with the fighting game community. You know, all this stuff that I talk about with the fighting game community on how they backstab people, you know, treat others like garbage, that kind of stuff. They exemplify it, and the fact that they lionize it is the problem. When the thing like with Aris, I'm not trying to call Aris out, I'm just using it as an example. I apologize to Aris in advance for using him as an example. But that thing with like Aris and Kotaku, when shit like that happens, places like Kotaku use it as an example of saying that the fighting game community is chauvinistic, when it's not true. The majority of it is not true. The majority of the fighting game community, like for some people it is true, but the majority of it is true, is not true, and you know, we're not seeing that bullshit that we get from some certain people, but because of those certain people that get lionized so hard, these outlets start thinking that that is who the fighting game community is. And the more this whole idea, this coalition keeps expanding, the more it makes us as a fighting game community look bad. And if you want fighting games to get esports, which you should, we can't have people like Korn.
Another can of worms.
Yeah, I didn't want to.
Yeah. Let's not go into that.
But you know, you can't have people like Korn around if you want fighting games to be taken seriously.
So they took it really badly, obviously.
Well, I meant for them to take it really badly. I want them to know.
Well, to the point where they're gonna assault your private space. I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
Like, that just adds to your opinion of them in the first place.
Now, Erica Man wants me to talk about esports.
Let's not go into that today.
I've spoken many times about esports.
Yes, too much. So we're gonna chill out
There's no
for
need
today.
to talk about it anymore. See, Jing 22, that's the thing. You ask, is it Korn or is it the people in Korn? There is no you're making a distinction that does not exist. If you have Korn in front of your name, your actions are reflective on Korn as an organization as a whole. It's the same issue I had with the NVGA in 2009 with the bullshit they did with the Soul Calibur World Championships, Soul Calibur 4 Nationals. And people were like, no, this wasn't NVGA's fault. This was Desert Fighter G's fault. Yeah, but Dancing Fighter G is a co-founder of NVGA, and everything he does is reflective on NVGA as an organization. He may be from, let's see, where was he from? Oklahoma, Texas, one of those areas. Let's say he's from Oklahoma. He may be from Oklahoma, and you may be from Florida. Again, making up a state. But the fact that you're both NVGA makes it so any action he does in Oklahoma is representative of you in Florida. And the fact that NVGA backed up his actions means that I cannot take anyone, any organization with NVGA in front of their name seriously. And it's the same thing I have with Korn. Because Korn has been, promoting this bullshit that their members do, I cannot take anybody who has Korn in front of their name seriously.
Yeah, that makes a big difference. When you promote it rather than separate yourself from that behavior.
It's the reason why
individual and organization.
It's the reason why Western Wolves just put Ryan Hart on indefinite suspension, because he said fuck Mad Catz, and Mad Catz is the chief sponsor of Western Wolves.
Well, they need to separate themselves from that, because
yeah,
that's his opinion as
Western
an individual.
Wolves, Ryan Hart fucked up. Western Wolves made the right decision. Rather than stick with Ryan Hart, and as I said, as a member of Western Wolves, the stuff that Ryan Hart does is reflective on the organization as a whole. If Western Wolves did not punish Ryan Hart for his actions, then they would be condoning his actions.
Oh, yeah.
And then Mad Catz, instead of just being mad at Western Wolves, instead of just being mad at Ryan Hart, would be mad at Western Wolves as well. And so Western Wolves did the right thing and pushed out Ryan Hart.
Because you can't be so hypocritical about it. Like, you really can't.
Mm-hmm. Western Wolves is a European fighting game team, sort of like AAA or Lowland Lions, Triple L.
You can say he was being himself, but he's still part of an organization, and what he does reflects on them.
Exactly.
So he has something bigger to think about than just being selfish and thinking about himself. And those actions suffer consequences, and he should have thought about that before he did so.
Yeah, Snoop Lion. That's exactly what we're talking about. No one forced Ryan Hart to say fuck Mad Catz. That's his own doing. But Western Wolves, Lowland Lions, they need to respond to that. They need to, in some way, show Mad Catz that Ryan Hart saying fuck Mad Catz is not the the opinion of Western Wolves as a whole. And the best way, most efficient way to do that is say, Ryan Hart, you're getting suspended. And that does two things.
I mean, it's a public action.
Yeah, one, it publicly tells Mad Catz that we appreciate you guys. We won't stand our players doing this kind of stuff. And two, it tells Ryan Hart that in the future,
watch out.
If they let him back into Western Wolves, he better watch his fucking mouth.
I mean, it extends towards like anything in life, really.
Exactly.
And that shows his appreciation of the sponsorship. Like, what are you thinking?
Okay, let's walk out of fighting games for a moment, and let's go talk about Burger King. Last year, there was a picture that a guy posted of him peeing in the sauce or something at Burger King.
Really?
I don't remember what. Maybe it was at McDonald's. Some guy.
So some large franchise.
Yeah, some guy at some large franchise peed in like some food preservative or something, and took a picture of it. And it was in the veggies. Okay, he's in the cabbage or something. And he took a picture of it, posted it on Twitter. Someone recognized it, reported him to the police. Taco Bell. Thank you, Smurf.
Wow, like all these facts.
Yeah, Taco Bell. Peeing in the lettuce or something like that. Whatever. No, Conturo, it is completely relatable. So, what does Taco Bell do? They can't give this guy a warning. They have to say, you're fired. because the things that he does is reflective on Taco Bell.
Now, if they kept him on, what are you gonna think? As a consumer.
As a consumer, you're gonna say Taco Bell allows peers people to pee on my lettuce? Fuck that. I'm not eating at Taco Bell. Forget about the laws, the health hazards, or anything like that. Publicity. It's all about publicity.
Reputation, publicity.
Reputation and publicity. Exactly. R. Kelly working at Taco Bell. Taco Bell supports condiment urination.
I mean, if you think you're mature enough to be part of an organization, to have sponsors, I would expect you to respect your position. Like, as a reputation on yourself and for your organization.
Apparently your EMP grill.
Yes. If you can't deal with it, if you can't watch yourself, you can't watch your mouth, then don't do it. It's hypocritical. It's just not right.
Damie904, it's not the same. Facebook is not the same. You don't work for Facebook. The actions you do on Facebook is not reflective on Facebook as an organization. If you worked for Facebook and then started fucking with people on Facebook, then Facebook would have to do something about it. You know, Ryan Hart works for Western Wolves.
Oh, you know what? StarCraft. Stefano.
I don't know.
Do you remember that?
No.
It was a fairly recent situation.
Oh, is that the one where he masturbated on Twitch?
No, he didn't masturbate, but he made a statement, or he sent a message to someone in regards to, like, underage.
Hold on, I want to go back to what we're talking about with Facebook. Like, even though what you say on Facebook is not reflective on Facebook, if Facebook does not start, battening down the hatches and stopping people from being such trolls on Facebook, it does start to look poorly on them. Look at a place like GameFAQs. No one takes the forums on GameFAQs seriously because it's full of trolls and GameFAQs has done nothing to combat it. Look at the comments on YouTube. No one takes comments on YouTube seriously because those are the worst, scummiest people on earth, and there's not really much Facebook can do about it anymore. But because of what has happened to the commentary on Facebook, the commentary on Facebook is given no credit anymore and has lost all value. And if you keep on letting it happen with I was talking about YouTube, not Facebook. Yeah. The comments on YouTube have lost all value. Now, if you keep on allowing that kind of stuff to happen on Facebook, how much longer will it be before Facebook loses its value the same way YouTube has lost its value or GameFAQs has lost its value? Or how much longer before Facebook becomes the site for sex offenders to find 14-year-old girls or boys? You know, Facebook has to fight against that stuff. All right, now what were you saying about the StarCraft thing? I'm sorry for interrupting.
Oh, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, so it was like, he was making some comment about some underage girl, and it got spread to the public, and you know what?
I do remember this.
Right, they made the right action of suspending him. They posted a public article saying, his actions, it doesn't reflect on the organization. And you know what? He himself issued a public statement apologizing for what he did and that he wasn't condoning, activities with underage. So I think that was the right path to take.
Stefano Soturi?
Yes, this is exactly what it is, that article right there. So if you think about it, it's a very, very similar situation where he said something he shouldn't have. Yeah, it's his own opinion, but, it's not supposed to... It reflects very badly on himself as a person and on his organization.
And, here in America, we're not seeing the same level of flack because we don't have the same money. Like, we're not esports because for some odd reason, and I know what it is, but I'm not going to go into it, that America is not getting behind esports, and because of it, there isn't as much money involved. So organizations like Korn are able to thrive because there's no punishment for them. And when you look at StarCraft is esports, so bad behavior is punished. You look at Europe has esports. You know, the European fighting game players make so much more than the American fighting game players do. It's why Europe doesn't have to travel to America that often. And, you know, they have to get punished because you have to punish somebody for their misdeeds. And when you punish a StarCraft player where, I think there was a League of Legends issue where some team got suspended and their winnings, like $50,000, was fined. Something like that?
Phil would know about that situation a lot better than I. I think it was because they, not that they threw the grand finals, but they didn't take it as seriously as they really should have. And so
there's possibility, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, they thought that they weren't being shown the right respect, and so I think they were banned from the tournament.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of controversy with that. Like that, I want to say there's a little bit more of a gray area because it wasn't really so much of a misdeed as what you want to say constitutes as, well, it's their grand finals. They made it that far. So it's kind of their choice, and they played. But at the same time, there's a fine line of, well, what the tournament wants you to treat, how you want it to be treated.
Throwing, look at Shoeless Joe Jackson. Throwing baseball games is illegal.
Right.
It's the same type of thing. You want to be taken seriously, you need to follow the rules.
So, I mean, that's where the controversy lies. Like, they weren't paid off or anything like that. It was just they chose to do so. Like the same thing where, say, fighting games, grand finals comes, they don't want to take it seriously because they plan on splitting or something like that. Or they just want to mess around. That's their choice. But a lot of people don't appreciate that because, say, they paid to watch it or they're there to watch this supposed grand final. It's not being taken seriously.
Curse and Team Dignitas. And honestly, this goes back to what I was saying before about core. You know, everything I talk about comes full circle because something I was talking about with 995 Phil this weekend, we're both umpires.
Okay.
And we both came to a realization, not talking to each other, but on our own as umpires over the course of several years, we both came to the same conclusion. We are umpires first. Everything we do in life, every decision we make, we make decisions as umpires. And so one of the things that, going back to what I was saying with umpiring before and with Core fucks up, he doesn't get punished. All you're doing is condoning his behavior. You have to punish them, otherwise you're saying their behavior is okay. And so if someone like Korn, not K-O-R, which you were talking about, Korn, Coalition of Real Niggas, when we talk about Korn, if they don't get punished for their actions, then essentially the FGC is condoning their behavior. And Chris G got money stolen.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
And pot splitting, if you ask me, should be banned from all major events. Hell, if this was my weekly, if I wasn't just streaming it, I would say pot splitting's banned.
I mean, like, can you truly ban it though? Like, you don't know what happens outside a door.
In weeklies, it's a bit harder to it's really a bit harder to ban people from pot splitting at weeklies, but at majors, you can definitely know. You know when people are pot splitting.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody knows they're pot
But
splitting.
like once it leaves the establishment, like would you be able to
once
say,
it leaves
well,
the establishment, it's no longer in your hands.
right? That's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
that's fine, but
So you're tying it into how seriously they take grand finals.
Pretty
That's really
much,
what it
yes.
comes down to instead of
Exactly.
just throwing it. It's hard to regulate, I would say.
I think one of the worst things I've ever heard was that top 6 at ECT last year got split.
Top 6.
Top 6.
That's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5.
so many people paid to watch or paid to like be there for that.
Now I don't know if NEC was pot split. I didn't stick around to watch it, but I would not be surprised if it was because, like I said, I've spoken. Actually, no, I don't think it was because Chris G had $3,500 stolen, and that kind of money, it doesn't sound like pot split money. Oh, it wasn't from the tournament? Then
I thought it was from his home.
I thought it was from the tournament.
No, I thought it was from his home.
Well, I've spoken with Chris G. Chris G does not like splitting pots. But he's explained to me why he splits pots at these weeklies. It's because, this is Tuesday at the break. He's got to see these people tomorrow at
So it's
Big
good
2.
for good relations.
And he basically does it for good relations. He says, I got to see these guys tomorrow, and I don't want them mad at me. And I understand that. But this is majors.
But for like a larger
Majors,
tournament
you
where-
should not be pot splitting.
where everyone should come in with the expectation of like, look, I win, and that's what we're here for, that competition. Then I mean,
Why do I hear in the hall of the Mountain King in the background? You're hearing that, right?
yeah, I do. But it's just that first part.
Yeah, it's gone now.
No, I hear.
Oh yeah, I hear it again now.
I think it's coming from the re-rave
The
machine.
re-rave
maybe?
machine, yeah. Yeah, it's re-rave.
Yeah. But like I was saying, like when you go to a larger tournament, it shouldn't be a case of, who's gonna be mad or not unless you have start a problem. It should be, well, I'm coming in because it's a competition. I'm a competitor, you're a competitor, then you know what you're there for. It's not personal. It's why I'm here. I want to compete.
Well, at this point, all these players, because we're not esports, everything the money they get from these tournaments is their livelihood.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you get 5th at a tournament, how are you paying your rent that month?
I don't even know.
So
That's crazy.
these guys pot split because they know the next tournament, if they get 5th, they're going to be screwed, and they would want someone else to pot split them as well, so they can pay their rent. So pot splitting for these guys is to make sure that everybody can pay their rent.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely an extreme way to put it, but it is true in a lot of cases.
Devil May Spy, you just brought up a whole nother issue here. He said, if Chris G didn't split, why would anyone come to the break or Big 2? Split with who? Second place? Third place? Top 3 split at the break or Big 2? What about the other 95% at the people at the tournament? Who are they? Do you not care about them? They don't see any of that money. If that's the matter, if we have an 18-person tournament, why don't we just have an 18-person split and just give everybody's money back?
Then
Minus, of course,
why
their
are
house
they here?
fees,
Why
so
are
they're
they
getting
here?
less. So why even show up to a tournament? and then everybody can feel like they made money even though they lost 30%.
We should just come to a casual tournament.
Yeah.
Everything casual.
Uh-huh.
Except you're locked into a bracket, so you have to stay.
If you really care about money, stop showing up to tournaments because there's no guarantee of money. It's like gambling.
It is gambling. That's
It
what
is.
it is.
Yeah.
It's gambling, but if you think you have what it takes, that's why you're here.
Yeah. Well, not even that. At least in the past, you used to come to tournaments because it was the place to see the best competition.
Yes.
Which is one of the reasons why I think streams and online gaming is bad for the tournament community. And I'm a streamer.
You
and
really think it's bad?
And I think streams are bad for the tournament community. I absolutely do.
No, that is true. That is
Absolutely
true.
do.
Because people stay at home, they watch the streams
Well,
instead of
we look
coming
at
out.
we look at Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur is a prime example. Soul Calibur is still alive.
It's all online though, right?
We have a lot of players. We have pro players who win tournaments that do not show up to tournaments. Because they're like, why am I showing up to tournaments to play against the best players? I can play the best players online.
So they made a fantastic online system.
It's so good that people don't need to show up to tournaments anymore. Or, why am I showing up to tournaments to watch the top players when I can just watch it on stream? Now, people are saying, but attendance numbers at these big majors like NEC, EVO, ECT is increasing. Doesn't that mean what you're saying is wrong? No. If you think about it in terms of economics, the strength of any economy is its middle class. So if we change tournaments into low class, middle class, upper class, the upper class would be the majors, middle class would be the minors, and then lower class would be people who don't go to tournaments at all. And if you look at economics, what you realize is that as the upper class gets bigger, something else has to get smaller. Now, in an ideal situation, and then that means more people become middle class, more people go to the minor tournaments. But really, it doesn't work that way. And so even though these bigger tournaments are getting bigger, these minor tournaments are falling off the map. I mean, there's no tournaments anymore. There's no tournament here tonight. People aren't showing up. There's less people showing up for tournaments all around the country. We have venues closing down. Weeklies are disappearing. And it's all because the major tournament, well, it's not because the major tournaments are getting bigger. That's another symptom of this online mentality that the community is starting to get. And so, like I said, you can see the strength of an economy based on the size of its middle class. You can also see the strength of the fighting game community by the strength of its middle class. And as I said, its middle class is its smaller tournaments. And we're not seeing them anymore. They're disappearing.
Like, the break is a perfect example. Like,
yeah, the fighting game community is dying.
I mean, it's great that it's getting more mainstream.
Yeah,
but
you can see that EVO is shattering all their attendance records. EVO is bigger now than it's ever been.
But that's for that.
But that's just for that. That's just EVO. People are only going to majors.
You know, that's once a year thing. What about the monthlies, the weeklies, the lifeblood of it?
Yeah. And I've been saying for a long time that the lifeblood of any fighting game is its ability to attract new players.
And you know,
and
it's supposed to be a community, and when you don't have the members for the community, then you know we can't
attract new players with tournaments where only 4 people show up.
You know, your sessions, your monthlies where people gather to check out the competition. It's gotta be rough.
I think that these weeklies, these monthlies, are way more important than majors. The majors are nice because it's where you get the big crowds, the big hype, the lots of money moving, but it's not what the community is.
It doesn't strengthen the community.
No, it definitely does not. All it does is affirm the community. It tells the community that they're doing things right when they're not. The majors are about the FGC 1%.
That is true. Not every weekend should be the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
We work towards it, but without all the stuff that's leading up to it, then, you know.
Mm-hmm. What do you want?
You? Phil, you want to talk?
So you want to put Marvel on the stream? People are tired of watching Tekken.
It's stuff you like talking about.
Smurfax, that's exactly what I'm talking about. The strength of any fighting game community is its ability to attract pot monsters. You know, new players, people who don't win tournaments. The more pot monsters you have, the better your community is. And if you're not having weeklies, if you're not having bi-weeklies, if you're not having casual gatherings and sessions,
then your
you're not
foundation is
having
weak.
pot monsters.
Your foundation is weak.
Exactly. You get top heavy. Yep.
What we're doing today, since we don't really have enough people twice in a row, everyone who was here that was going to sign up gets a free t-shirt. So, promotions.
Okay.
Get people to show up.
Hey, I'll have you guys know. I just got.
Today, I don't know about next week.
Yeah, I know. I'll have you guys know that everybody who showed up today to the break got a free break t-shirt.
Oh.
So you guys who didn't show up, you missed out. Maybe next time you should show up.
I want a free t-shirt. The break t-shirts look really cool though. They have a little icon for every game that's in here.
You don't get t-shirts because you didn't show up to the break. Everyone who didn't show up doesn't get a free t-shirt. Let's put it this way. Right now, there are more majors than locals. And that's bad.
That's a problem. Did I get a t-shirt? No, not yet.
FM Sway, why is shit talk important? Why can't we have fighting game communities without the shit talking? Why can't we just have healthy competition? Why do we have to have the hate? Why is our community so ingrained on hate that if we try to take the hate away, our community gets upset by that? Why are we building our community on hate? Yeah, exactly. Hype exists without shit talking. Let the fans shit talk. We don't need Noel Brown saying, "Fuck you, Master CJ, you suck, Master CJ." Why can't we have Noel Brown's fans hating on Master CJ's fans like we have it in regular sports? You know, we have New England hating on New England fan base hating on the New York fan base. You know, isn't that fine? Why do we have to have the quarterback of New England saying "fuck you" to the quarterback of New York? We don't need that. Okay, fine. Pride is on the line. You know how you get your pride? You win. You don't need to tell people that you're going to kick their fucking ass and fuck them and eat a dick just to be prideful. You win. That's all that needs to be said. You know? People can talk all they want, but they're holding that L. What more needs to be said?
Round 2. Fight!
Mr. Close, I am not afraid of honest expression. The reason why people hate me is because I'm honest. I express how I feel. I've got nothing against honest expression. What I'm saying though is, if you are honest, don't be mad when your sponsor kicks you to the curb. ZMCX, the Vanguardian, you're actually wrong. It's not a standard higher of living. It is a wealth gap. Because what happens is these majors have $40 venue fees. The venue fee for EVO is $70. These weeklies, there's no venue fee here at the break. You know, some people, if you want to introduce somebody to the fighting games, you cannot take them to a major. You know, someone who's new to fighting games, you have to take them to weeklies. You know, you can't, someone who's new, they're going to go 2 and out on every event they attend because they're new to fighting games. You can't say, here, let's go to this major, put in $50 to play against 2 guys who aren't even the best players in the venue, and then now you have to watch for the rest of the weekend, and that's it, and that's nothing. You need the weeklies. You need some way to have that lower scale event. And as I said before, the strength of the game is its ability to attract these new players. If all you have is majors, you do not have new players. You can't get them. Devil May Spy. You met a girl at EVO and it was her first major. Fine. Her first major. That implies that she has gone to locals.
I will have to admit that my first tournament was at EVO.
Yeah.
I did go to it out.
Yeah, but you've gone to locals before that, though.
Yes, I
Exactly.
did go.
So
I did go. I saw the community.
Yeah, you've had locals to attend. You've seen what it was like.
While I didn't participate in it, I definitely saw what it was like.
Mm-hmm. And what I'm saying is, if you did not have those locals, if Phil was
I've just
not
been playing at home, and my first time was at
if you
EVO.
did not have those locals, you would never played against anyone competitive. Phil was not your boyfriend. The chances of you showing up to EVO would have been nil.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Exactly.
It wouldn't have occurred to me to go out and seek a major, no less. Like, getting to know the community, it was pretty important, of getting a feel for the support, what tournaments are like, the scene.
Honestly, Mr. Quotes, people are misconstruing what I'm saying about Korn. People are saying I have issues with Korn shit-talking. I actually don't have issues with Korn shit-talking. The video they put up with Karate Lincoln, I said, that's not right. That's bullshit. You know, Karate Lincoln is the real hero here because he attends all the tournaments and enters games that he's not even good at to support his communities. But I'm not saying Korn should be banned for that. I'm saying Korn should be banned for the stuff they were doing on the streets, like pushing into people and bumping into people and harassing them. That's what I'm talking about. It's got nothing to do with the Karate Lincoln video. Like I said, I don't care if Karate Lincoln was the one demanding the money matches. It's got, you know, him winning or losing has nothing to do with the video they put up afterwards.
Get ready for the next battle. Round 1. Fight!
That's what I'm talking about, Double Make Me. The whole problem is the community lionizing people like Korn, glorifying their negativity and disrespect, and showing people.
That's not how you support a community that you're part of.
And what it's doing is it's showing esports and places like Kotaku that the fighting game community is the bullshit community that we made them out to be in the Aris article.
Is there a small? That's cool. Can I have an extra large then?
Super Shadow Star. I discovered a long time ago that people don't care about who's streaming. They don't even care about the commentary that much. All they care about is Marvel. You put on Marvel, people will tune in. And so Yipes has Marvel. If you want to see Marvel, you go to the Yipes stream. And Marvel right now in America has the biggest audience of all the fighting games.
Aw, we appreciate that you guys stay for the commentary. They love your stream,
It's
Jaxel.
the Jaxel rant power hour. Somebody wants to call in the Skype? We can do that. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, then we'll come back and we'll do Skype or whatever.
Josh, are you coming by for bubble tea tomorrow? Okay.
Get ready for the next battle.
I mean, if you don't like the bubbles, you can just get the green apple juice. You know that. Do you think Kill will be coming tomorrow? I don't think it's got a lot of schoolwork to do though.
Round 2. Fight.
Alright. Maybe I'll see you two tomorrow then. Aw, Sway, you can come get some too.
Alright, I'm back. Alright, so people want to call in on Skype? Do I have Skype even installed? Yes, I do.
Oh,
Nice.
awesome. Yeah.
Okay. Who wants to call in on Skype? I will say right now that if you call in on Skype, you may... Oh, wow, what is that? You may experience an echo. That's because I don't have the stream set up right now for a Skype call-in. And in order to set it up for a Skype call-in, they require me to shut the stream down because XSplit sucks. And I don't feel like doing that, so if you want to call in, you're going to get an echo. End of story.
No, thank you. That's gonna make my throat like close up. Yeah, Montclair, how far are you from there?
Hey Arturo, you want to call in?
Oh, Jersey City's only what, like 25, 30 minutes from me? Something
What
like
happened?
that. Oh no.
Jersey City?
Yeah, Jersey City is maybe like 25,
From
30
you?
minutes
Like
from
20
me.
minutes?
Yeah, it's not far.
Yeah, not far.
It takes like 1 and 9 or something. Exit 148 on the GSP.
Yeah, whatever. Alright, so who wants to call in? This is my Skype address. I'm typing it into the chat.
You get like 100 calls and.
No, I got like 4 people. Nobody watches this shit.
Aww.
People hate me. Eat a dick.
Okay, so Josh is gonna.
D-Nice is online. Look at all these missed conference calls.
I forgot how to use it.
Hey, I hate Skype. I don't use it that often.
I
much
probably have like 3 people.
I would
on
much
Skype.
prefer to use Google Hangouts. Oh, I got 2 people calling.
Awesome.
Can I add them to a single call?
Try?
I don't know.
Is there like group calling?
I don't know how to add people to a call.
I think they're both on.
Problem with recording device.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Gotta fix that.
All right, a problem. Aha, that's why.
What time is it? It's
Okay.
11:14.
Yo, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
All
What
right.
is up?
All right, we got Mr. Quotes on
Okay.
Mr. Quotes.
What's up?
So why'd you call in? What do you want?
I'm calling just to know, just for attention as usual.
Of course.
I thought D-Nice was in here. I thought he was going to call as well.
Yeah, he did call. I wasn't able to answer. And
Uh-huh.
I don't know how to do multi-person calls on Skype.
Wait, you should probably fix that.
Fix what?
Or figure out how to do it, because I want to hear D-Nice. Because obviously he is a Corn advocate, but I caught what he said, like a line or two. He said that Corn footwork went up to you, and he was like, yo, I hear you have a problem with us, and you just said fuck Corn, and then you just kind of dipped.
No, what he came up to me and said, I'm with Corn. I heard you have a problem with this. I said, Corn is bullshit. And then I walked away because
Okay, so, yes.
I didn't say fuck Corn. I said Corn is
Okay,
bullshit.
you didn't say fuck Corn.
I said Corn is bullshit and I walked away because I have a stream to run. I have work to do. I have better things to do than spend my time talking to those bastards. Especially
well-
when they've threatened to attack me all weekend.
Okay.
So I don't need to be hanging out with those guys. They already threatened me.
I get that. Wow. So, yeah, you're like, I can totally understand the, that kind of response. Yeah, and I didn't like the, I saw the video where you showed me about them fucking with people at the, what was it, EmoCon? And yeah, that was, wait, D9 says to call him on Skype. Wait, can I call him on Skype?
Alright, call him.
D9 says, I don't have your Skype. I hear Phil. Wait, I see stuff.
Hello?
Oh, D-Nice.
Yeah, what's up? How you doing?
What's up, man?
Yeah, alright, I guess, let me get straight to the point. Jaxel, alright, yeah, what you just said, that's exactly what Christopher, that's his real name, Christopher, Footwork told me, and I'm like, alright, first off, I don't even know what you said in the beginning, that's beside the point, but I hear what you're saying, and your reason about what Korn has been doing as of late. You do have some good valid points, I'll give you that. I'm just basically going to stick to that, what's the name, Karate Lincoln situation. Now, real talk, I'm just going to be as honest as possible, you know. He brought it on himself.
Before you get into that, none of what I'm saying really has anything to do with the Karate Lincoln situation. We don't even need to talk about that.
All right, so basically you're just talking about what Korn's action is like as far as harassing people.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the Karate Lincoln thing, I think, was, unfair to Karate Lincoln, but that really isn't an issue. That's just, guys being guys, whatever.
Yeah, it happens.
It happens.
All right, fine. All right, that's cool. As long as that situation, as long as that's been settled and understanding, that's fine. All right, so yeah, you said what they've been doing is wrong. That I'm like, yeah, you got a point. They did some stuff that was a little bit of out of order. But like I said, I mean, to that point, people are labeling people are people really glorifying them in a way?
Yeah, definitely.
Like who though? Explain to you who's really glorifying them. Real talk, I don't really see people say too much things about Korn other than it just correlation of real niggas and to that build the video, the Karate Lincoln video. But let me just explain something. All right, you at NEC, you know what I mean? Like, first off, Footwork and what's his name? Alucard, Antoine. They wanted to really talk it out. They like I said, they're not the type of dude that just go ahead and rush people and gonna attack you. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to do that. They wanted to talk it out.
Well, they had said they were going to assault me at NEC, so I wasn't going to stick around.
Yeah, he had gotten threats apparently.
I received
Alright, he got threats, but from my understanding, they didn't make any threat. Real talk, they were from Friday night. They was like, "Hey, look, I know Jaxel's been talking a lot about us. You know what I'm saying? We were going to talk it out." I'm like, "All right, whatever, that's fine." I didn't really care. What really what got interesting is I walked in and then I see Footwork got rowdy. I was like, "Yo, what happened?" He was like, "Yeah, I went up to Jaxel and introduced myself and said, hey, I heard you got a problem with Korn." And you just said Korn is bullshit and walked away. Now, like I said, if you did hear some threats, that's fine, understanding. But if you was to hear some threats anyway, you would have probably called security or let Big E know what's going on.
I didn't hear any threats at NEC. I heard threats prior to NEC.
Who made threats?
I don't know.
So you don't know.
I wasn't listening to names. I wasn't listening to names. All I heard was Korn.
Threats, right?
People in Korn.
People in Korn, right? But did you hear directly from Korn, or did you?
I don't know who directly from Korn is.
So you don't even know who's in Korn, but then again, you're assuming that they making threats that they gonna beat you.
I'm not assuming anything. They did make threats.
All right, but you said people in Korn that made threats, but you didn't specify who. Adonis, Chris Curry, you know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You're I don't know who you're talking about in Korn. It can be anybody in Korn, but I don't know who you're talking about because I didn't hear anybody about making threats. Neither did, I guarantee you, most of the people in the scene didn't hear anybody about making threats. The only thing that Korn has been involved with the scene after Humancon was with Mr. Pavi in that video. That's the only thing he said about Mr. Pavi and NEC. He never said anything about Jaxel or anything like that. So,
well, I got threats.
Yeah, you got threats, but you got threats from what? You got threats from the Corn page or something? I mean, that's what that's what I'm trying to get at. I'm trying to understand what exactly or who exactly made it the threat to you. You said people are in Corn. Like, you don't even know who's in Corn.
Nope.
Well, Dina, to defend Jaxel, he's not really into like the 2D community because Korn is specifically Marvel, I would assume. Marvel and Street Fighter, such as that. And he, outside of streaming from the break and whatever majors he would do for Apex or Eric or anything like that, he doesn't pay attention to it. He doesn't watch any fighting game streams that involve Street Fighter or Marvel or anything like that. He probably wouldn't be able to point out like half of the players that we would think are really proficient or famous. I don't even know if he could be able to pick out like F-Champ or something in the lineup.
Nope.
So if he's getting like, if he's getting general threats and he's associated with Korn, then he's not gonna be able to, go, okay, that's Footwork, that's Adonis, that's Alucard.
All right, that's all right. I understand. I understand that. I got you, Josh. All right. Well, all right. So Jaxel, come on, man. Like, did you talk to Big E about it or anything like that? I mean, come on. Like, if you feel like Korn's gonna be at NEC,
I
you spoke with him?
assumed the threats were idle threats, so there was no reason to talk about it with Big E. People speak, they talk out of their ass online, and I assumed that's what it was.
Okay, well, and then, so when he went up to you and stuff, you just say Korn is bullshit and you walked away.
Yes, I wasn't going to take that risk just in case it wasn't an idle threat.
Okay, all right, well, all right,
Yeah,
you do have your point. My honest opinion about it is, I was just going to explain to you what really happened, because, they're not the type of dudes that just go ahead and they're going to attack you, you know what I'm saying? It's not really like that. All they were trying to do is just talk it out. Now, of course, at NEC, they got mad and they were going to say they won't beat your ass and stuff like that. But it just, boys will be boys, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people are a little bit more, I'm not trying to say they're hard-headed, but they're a little bit, got a short temper as far as being disrespected. And what you did, I probably would have been a little bit hot-headed as well, being like, damn, I'm trying to talk to the man, and this guy just say, Korn is bullshit, and then walked off. Like, come on, man, really?
Well, when
I would have probably thought the same.
When he approached me and said, "Yo, I'm with Korn. I heard you had beef with us," it didn't seem like that sincere. Like he was trying to talk. It felt more like he was trying to confront me.
Okay, well, like I said, it's just a confrontation,
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not going to just go ahead and attack you, they're not going to risk their whole weekend or risk themselves getting arrested in another city trying to attack you, It's like, I'm just saying, I see where you're coming from, but I'm just trying to, like, generalize the situation, as far as, the outcome, what the outcomes may be. Like, there's not gonna be a fight or anything like that, Even if there was a fight, they have staff there. You have like Big E and his crew around there.
You have Hubs.
Yeah, nothing was gonna happen. I guarantee you, nothing was gonna happen. I mean, all you had to do was just like, sit down and talk it out. Explain to you could have like went up to him. All right, hearing echoes, but whatever. You could have went up to them and be like, or with E and talk it out, and maybe it can be resolved. But in the end, like I said, whatever happens, it happens. I was just trying to explain to you, what they were telling me. Though they really had no intentions on fighting you or anything like that. They just wanted to see, what was up and why you had beef with them.
Yeah, I think the Korn thing got a little out of hand after the whole Lincoln. What's his name? God, I don't remember his name. God. Anyway, yeah, the whole Money Mash thing. Internet blew it up. Their name is the Coalition of Real Niggas. Like, they got a reputation, not even from like just the videos, but the way people reacted to it. I think they have that, oh shit, they're called the Coalition of Real Niggas. They're gonna fuck people up or whatever. So I think it kind of blew up despite of who is actually in the coalition. I don't even know how many people are in Korn. I just know.
It's just like a group of friends. It's just a group of friends in Detroit. It's just a group of friends in Detroit. Not even.
I only know maybe two people, so I don't even know how deep they roll. So to say.
I first met him. Well, I know Alucard for the longest, but I first met Adonis. That's the guy that founded Korn.
Isn't Alucard
he was
from
at
New York?
NEC.
No,
he's a
different
guy,
Delicate.
not NEC. I'm sorry. He was at Summer Jam. You know, he didn't do anything that's out of order. He was just a guy that was talking shit.
Yeah,
Trash
alright,
talk.
so
It was just a
I
guy that
think-
was talking shit. It was nothing out of the ordinary. Look at Summer Jam. You went to Summer Jam, Josh?
Yeah, I was in there.
Yeah, so you saw Summer Jam, what they were doing, basically. Talking shit.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
nothing out of the
what I'm
ordinary.
saying is they put
Same
these
shit,
videos
it's the
up
same
where
shit.
they're doing more than just talking shit.
Yeah, that's
They're
true. That
bumping
video
into
of him-
people
that
on the
video-
street.
I mean,
If
and I'm
they
not- I'm
say
not
they're
saying you're
going
wrong.
to assault me, how do I know that they're just making idle threats?
Yeah, I'm not saying you're wrong at all. I'm just explaining to you, the outcome of the situation and what, like nothing was really going to happen. You understand what I'm saying? Like they were just trying to talk it out, and apparently you just say corn is bullshit and walked off. My opinion to one guy, like you got to see it. It's a double standard situation.
Well, they
For
came
one
off-
person's opinion,
they
it's going to
came
be
off
like,
to me
wow,
as
really? He
threatening.
just going to do that shit to me and disrespect me? Yeah, that's kind of messed up. But in your defense, you had a point, and I'm not saying what you did was wrong, but for you to say corn is bullshit and then walked off, you could have just been like, yo, I don't want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have to like verbally disrespect them saying corn is bullshit and then walked off, because in their eyes, you're still talking shit about corn. Understand what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I'm saying is like, you got to see where they coming from and how they, when they reacted after what you just said to them in front of them and then walked off like that. That's kind of foul. Or, you could have just say, look, I don't want to talk about it. Or, you could just say it a little bit differently in a little bit more respectful manner. And what you said about how Footwork came to you and he didn't sound sincere, you have your point. That's fine. But for you to say corn is bullshit and talk off and walk it off, you know what I'm saying? No offense. I'm not saying that you are anything, but that is some bitch assness. Understand what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, you're gonna go ahead and say, all right, corn is bullshit, walked off of me, like that. To me, I take it disrespect
I think
because
that's
real
kinda
talk,
true.
you're gonna just
Like,
say that
you
to me and
didn't
then
have
walk
to do
off.
that.
I don't like that.
Especially since you knew they were kind of like, they were gonna get a little flamed up over that.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
knew it. Don't even say you didn't. You
they're gonna
wanted
get flamed
to
up
do
from
it.
that. They're not gonna. They're like, oh my God, did you just say corn is bullshit and then walked off? Oh well, nah,
It's a
they're gonna
fighting
get
word.
hot. They're gonna get hot from that.
Now, if they had just come up to me in the first place and said, yo, we got some beef, we want to hash it out and talk this out
What is
and
this?
make peace, that's one
this
thing.
language?
But when they just come up and say, yo, I heard you got beef with us, what's the problem? I take that as a threat.
That was the blackest I've ever sounded Jaxel in my life.
All right. All right. Well, Jaxel. I'm not being an advocate of corn or anything like that. I'm not in corn, anything like that. I'm good friends with a lot of them. They all cool people.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat room just said something. He said, if Korn disrespects everyone else, why does Korn expect other people to respect them?
Well, no, and they're right. That's a very good question. To get respect, you got to give respect. I'm actually with that. I'm with that by all means. But what I'm just saying is, for you to say corn is bullshit and then walked off, like,
well, it's because I have no respect for them.
Like, you're not gonna just expect things will be a happy ending story
If,
with
if
that.
they're not showing respect to others, why do I have to show respect to them?
I mean, look. It's a good question. It's a very good question. I'm not like
It's like a
defending corn or
never-ending
anything. I'm just
cycle.
want to
You
explain to you the
disrespecting them, they're
situation that nothing
disrespecting
was
you.
gonna happen.
Well,
And it's gonna go back and forth like that, and throughout.
if
like,
Korn
It's a
keeps,
double standard.
If
Remember what I
Korn
told you
keeps
earlier, it's double
acting the
standard.
way that they act, and they're not getting respect, and yet they keep on acting the way that they're acting, and they're still not getting respect, why do they keep acting the way that they're acting?
I guess it's from their perspective, they're just real niggas.
Well, from
they're just real niggas.
well, from
I
everyone
think it's also
else's
the
perspective,
personal interaction is also different than when you speak of acting the way they do. Whether it's during matches or getting hype or talking shit, as opposed to Footwork walking up to you and speaking to you face to face or whatever. There's probably a different degree of relation that has. So you know, I heard what happened, all the problems that happened with Key and Brad and CB. It's not the same as someone walking up to you and trying to, you know, have a discussion, and to say corn is bullshit in so many words is, you know, that would draw think that kind of reaction where, you know, it's not going to sound good, it's not going to feel good, you're not going to want to hear that.
And also another thing too is, yeah, all right, showing respect. All right, let's take it to that. Let's go to that topic, showing respect. Other than that one video when they bump into a couple of dudes and they say, all right, that is foul, that's disrespectful. But other than that, all they do is just talk shit. Filipino champ talk shit. He talk shit. You know, like nobody really like ridiculed them, like ridiculed Filipino just for verbally talking shit. But
I mean, D-Nice, he's probably one of the most polarizing people there is around here. Next to him and Chris C are probably the two most polarizing people that we have when it comes to us.
Well, no, see, here's the thing.
Culture.
You guys are complaining about me saying that corn is bullshit, but the whole point of me saying corn is bullshit is I didn't want to respect them. I was trying to tell them, well, we have to pack up. I was trying to tell them specifically that I don't respect them, I don't care what they have to say, and I'm walking away. That's why I said corn is bullshit. I was trying to disrespect them.
All right, well, you know what? Two wrongs in that situation. Well, two wrongs don't make a right. And you know,
I walked away.
Things like that wouldn't end well.
I walked away. They came over to my table and tried to flip my table.
That doesn't
There's
mean
a difference.
It's not over.
Yeah, you don't.
That doesn't really necessarily mean that it's over. You understand what I'm saying? Like you will go to Apex. Like you will go to Apex. And what if somebody else go to Apex? What if one of them go to Apex?
Yeah,
you know, it's gonna be back and forth. You know, the other way to end it.
It doesn't even have to escalate. It could just be like, hey, I don't respect what you did, and that's all to say about it.
Well,
you can't just, like, go in and be like,
I can say all that. I can say corn is bullshit. That says everything that you're trying to say in 3 words, and then I walked away.
Okay, Jackson, this is going back.
These
to what I
guys,
said
they
earlier.
come after me and try to flip my table.
What I'm saying is everything people say, everything you do has consequences. So
Yeah,
I have no problem
exactly.
with you saying corn is bullshit, but you're gonna get a different reaction to saying that as opposed to saying something else. That's all. That's all there is to it. And I have nothing wrong with you saying
Well, I
corn
stand
is
by
bullshit.
my statement.
Wait, so
Okay,
if you say the phrase corn is bullshit, they try to destroy thousands of dollars of equipment?
Tried to push over my table.
Which players were they? Do you know them?
No,
He doesn't know who they
I don't
look
know who
like, so, I
players
mean-
look like.
It's KDZ. It's Alucard and Footwork.
Like that.
Alucard.
Not Brian. Not Brian.
Okay.
Alucard. The
Alucard and footwork. Alucard. I thought this is from me to you. I thought you were a bigger man than this. If you have a problem with Jaxel, take it with me.
Oh, see now, this is what I'm talking about.
This
you
is-
know?
this is,
this is what I'm talking
but
about.
you're-
you like this. Look, I mean, I should be the last person. I should really be the last person saying this, but like you guys are just talking about, oh, the fighting game scene is bullshit because of shit like that. But you just now instigating and escalating the situation.
What I'm doing right now is I'm trying to protect my friend who was apparently the word is bullied or what was attacked by players because of something he said. That's childish. That's
all
childish.
He asked him is a question. Look, know the story. All he did was ask him a question. All he said was, "Thing was bullshit." And then Jaxel couldn't even like give you like who was that made the threat. You know what I'm saying? It could be somebody in the corner. He may be right, but he don't even know their names and stuff like that. He can't even give me further evidence on who made that threat. You know what I'm saying? All Footwork said was, "Yo, I'm Footwork. I'm in court. I heard he got beef with us." And then he just said, and then he said what he said. That's all. But I mean, like I said, man, you want to go ahead and defend them, that's fine. I got no problem with that. But the way how you said it, you know what I mean? Like, come on, you think they're not gonna respond to that? Are you serious? You understand what I'm saying? Like, and then you talking about making the scene better or whatever, and then you gonna say some shit like that, KDZ? Like, real talk? Come on, man.
Okay, D-Nice. I'll let you talk that whole time. So I'm gonna give you a rebuttal. People can't do whatever they want to do because they think that the other person can't fight back. That's not how it works. That's not how this world works. And if they think that's how this world works, there's gonna be a response in kind. It's very simple. You can't go around trying to destroy people's things because of something that was said that you didn't like and expect nothing to happen to you or expect to not get a response. Because you're saying that I'm instigating something. They instigated something when they decided to do physical action for words. For something that was said, they didn't like it, they decided that physical action was the thing that they wanted to do. That's what I'm trying to say. You're trying to defend them, grow the scene, things like that, but when you have childish people like this, you gotta deal with them apparently like children. I know that Alucard is better than this, and I didn't think that he would do this. Like, I've talked to Alucard many times, I've never met Footwork, so I can't say anything about him. Like, I loved Alucard, and I didn't know he was capable of something like this. And the only reason
and
why
what exactly
did
Alucard do? And what exactly did Alucard do?
What, try to flip his table with hundreds of dollars of equipment
No,
on
I
it?
just tried to push it.
And what would happen if it knocked over?
Okay, and let me ask you this: Why did he do that?
Okay.
Why did he do that?
What could have possibly have been said which makes it okay to try to destroy thousands of dollars of equipment? Tell me one thing that could have been said he just got disrespected back. Now I understand the part about respect, giving respect and getting respect. That's fine, and you do have your point, KDZ. I'll give you that. You do have your point. All I'm saying is, the way it could have been answered, somebody had to be the bigger man, and
That's why I walked away.
You walked away.
I walked away.
You walked away after saying corner's bullshit. Yeah, you're the bigger man. That's my point. That's my point right there. It could have been you or it could have been them. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, it wasn't neither one of you. Now, shit just been escalated to the point that, something else may happen in the near future, and that's what I'm talking about.
Let me say this as plainly as possible. I literally want absolutely no problem with Korn. I like a lot of their members. I'm a friend with a lot of their members. But
Right.
if they threaten people, they will get a response in kind. I don't want to have to do anything. I don't want anyone to have to do anything. But why would they physically do something that would cause a response thinking that nothing will happen? Like, I don't want this to escalate in any way. What I'm saying is, Korn, please understand that you cannot do something like that again. Like, we'll let this one slide. It's good. Like, he said something, it instigated you, that's good. If something happens again, we're not just gonna take it lying down. That's really how the easiest way to put it. I'm not trying to fight anybody, I'm not trying to start anything. I'm just trying to make sure they know that they cannot do that again. That's just respect in kind. I can't put it any other way. Like, I'm trying to say this in a way that's not gonna start some sort of clan war.
All right. Well, I mean, I can't speak for them. All I'm gonna try to do is maybe one of y'all could just have a sit down, at least talk it out, and then squash this, because this is really nonsense. All right. This is like, it was stupid, for both parties. It's kind of stupid. And then, what they did, it was wrong. I'll give Jaxel that. And I'm just saying this. Well, Christopher, that's Footwork. I'll just call him by his real name. What Christopher did was, I don't know if he came to him in a threatening manner or not. If he did, then he did. That's fine. But all I was saying is, at least, Jaxel, on your end, instead of you saying this is bullshit and walked off, you could be like, look, I just feel like, you could just explain to it a little better and a little bit more sincere, and then maybe maybe I don't think they're that ignorant enough to just straight up get loud or swing at you or anything like that. And then, it would have been calmed down, it would have been moved, everything would have been settled or whatever, and we just move on from that, then and there. But instead, what I'm saying is, you walked away after saying corner's bullshit, and then you think that Alucard is gonna, or anybody that's associated with corner is gonna take that and not do anything about it, then you're clearly wrong, And KDZ, on your end, I understand you're defending. I understand you're defending him.
D-Nice, why are you speaking on behalf of them like you are part of them? Are you part of them? Are you?
I'm not a part of them. No, I'm not, sir. I'm not. I'm not a part of them. All I'm saying.
I understand you're taking this from a outside perspective, but you're also speaking on their behalf. You should probably stop doing that before they get mad too. That's all I'm saying.
Before they get mad, what do you mean? I'm sorry. What you mean by that? Before they get mad?
I'm saying that you're speaking on their behalf. You're saying things for them. And, like, I'm reading this chat, and they can see it too. That you're, like, you're trying to say what they're feeling or what they might be feeling or things like that for them. But you have no place to do that. You can only give your opinion. You can't go any further than that. So.
Well, I mean, I'm just going from what Footwear told me, because I had to explain to him and had to calm him down. I'm like, yo, fam, what happened?
See you tomorrow.
Because real talk, I didn't want anybody to get kicked out. You know, I want everybody to have a good weekend. Just like Jaxel, just like yourself, KDZ. You wanted to have a good weekend. You know, I don't want anything else to like escalate to something really stupid. And I'm trying to see what happened. And then all Footwear is trying to do is just talk it out. That's from what he told me. All right? That's from what he told me. So I'm just going by. Yeah, if you seem like I'm defending them, yeah, whatever. I'm defending them. But I'm just going from what Footwear telling me and after what he said. And then maybe they have somewhat of a decent reason for them to get rowdy and stuff. What Alucard did
never a decent
to the
reason
equipment,
to get
what
rowdy.
Alucard did to the equipment, that yes, you're right. That is wrong. That is wrong. And that was way overboard. I understand that. But like I said, I mean, are you surprised he did that? Or are you just, thinking that he was just going to sit down and not do anything about it?
Use your words. That's
So,
simple.
you know what? As I said before, I was getting threats about NEC for 2 weeks prior to NEC. I was not going to take any of that shit. So they confront me, I called them bullshit, I walked away. That's all I did. And then, even when Big E asked me later in the day, like, yo, what's up with Korn? I said, no, it's just boys being boys. I didn't, do anything other than that. I wasn't going to take anything they did seriously. But I wanted them to know that I had no respect for them. That's why I said what I said. I said I perfectly picked my words for the impression that I wanted to give them. I wanted to tell them that I have no respect for them, I don't care about their actions, and I don't have time for them. So I walked away after saying what I said.
Okay. All right. You know what? There you go. I won't even go any further. All I'm saying is, it's not over. All I'm saying is,
wait. GGHHH3 said it perfectly. Jaxel had a poor word choice, but they also escalated it. I would like it to not escalate any further. This man has very, very poor choice in words sometimes, but the meaning behind it is still that he, like you just said, he doesn't want to deal with that situation. If physical violence is what happens afterwards, please don't let it get to that.
It shouldn't get to that.
Yeah, please do not let it get to that. Korn, if you're listening,
that's it.
For the love of God, please do not let it get to that.
Well, I mean, look, like I said, Jaxel, I mean, I met you a couple of times. You're a good person, man. You're a really good person. And Korn is good people too, Korn is really good people. There are some things that they did was a little bit out of order, but it's not really my business. So all I'm saying is, hopefully the beef will get squashed somehow, and we can just actually move on and continue to do what we do is play games. That's it. That's all I'm trying to say is.
That's all that needs to be said. Doesn't need to go any further. Everything that happened, and it shouldn't need to escalate beyond that. It should hopefully, at best, to just dissipate like just about everything else does in the fighting community. It all eventually just fades out. Mostly.
Yeah, well, that's a good point to end on.
All right, we're packing it up tonight, so we're going to hang up.
All right, cool. All right,
Thanks
man.
for calling in, guys. Good talk.
All right, peace, Dinos. Good job, NXT, Dinos.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you, guys.
He called you a nice person.
Wait, what did he say?
All right, Josh.
All right.
Peace out.
All right, man. We out.